Hello, and welcome to Stasis Pod, the Between Seasons podcast. Or perhaps should I call it Slasis Pod?
Is that where we're going with it?
Oh god, puns.
It's Halloween.
It is Halloween, and this is actually a very punny selection for any time of year.
Yes. And as always, I'm Blob.
I am an existential crisis.
I guess I'm Davenstein?
That works.
Or Davenstein's
It works.
monster?
And today, as per usual, we always talk about something a little different between seasons, and because this is the spookiest month of all, we are talking about one of the spookiest cartoons of the 90s, Mighty Max.
Yay!
Basically, everything about this show is weird.
Yes, and
It's so 90s?
Oh, yes.
And so, in such a weird way, because, like, elements of it don't seem to add up to what it is.
I mean, it's got a premise that is
bizarre.
both...
There's a giant chicken!
it's a foul.
I will have you know he is a fowl.
Foul, yes.
Alright, so this all started, as did many things, with a toy line.
Yes. Which
Now,
was,
it was
basically Boy's Polly Pocket.
yes. It's like Polly Pocket, but action-oriented. I mean, very horror and, like, gross-out oriented.
Yes. It was, like, not even just, like, action-oriented. It was that very, like, mad ballsy sort of...
Yeah, it's as gross as you can get without including a jar of green goo.
Yes.
Man, I guess none of them did have any green goo,
I
did
don't
they?
think they did, no.
I don't think so.
I was very much into these.
Yeah, I wasn't actually that. I had a couple of the toys that I got on clearance at KB because I liked the show.
Mm.
They might have even been Christmas presents.
Yes, in fact, they were actually British originally. They were produced by Bluebird Toys of the UK.
I did not know that.
And distributed by two different companies in Canada and the US. In the States, they were distributed by Mattel.
Oh.
And in Canada, they were distributed by Irwin.
Mm-hmm. Irwin, which I am familiar with for being the Canadian distributors. Weren't they the Canadian distributors of those awful Sailor Moon dolls?
They were. I think they produced those.
Yeah.
Because Sailor Moon kind of was bigger in Canada for a while.
Yeah, I know they definitely got a lot more than we got in the US because that was right around the time I had discovered going to Windsor and getting things, and I picked up some Sailor Moon stuff there, like when it was, you know, when Cartoon Network hadn't yet picked it up in the US and it had sort of languished a little bit, which was very exciting for me because I am a nerd. And
so I believe the toys were produced in Canada. The show was dubbed in Canada.
Yes.
And there was also a live stage show, which featured a young Samantha Bee as Sailor Moon.
Okay.
What?
And which I saw one year at the Canadian National Exhibition with my sister.
What?
Yes.
Okay, why are we not doing a Sailor Moon episode? Because we talked about that more.
I mean, that's certainly a possibility.
Yeah.
Actually,
I mean, Sailor Moon
they were
is always fighting
monsters.
monsters, like weird female monsters.
almost always female, although, well, sometimes they were gender swapping.
Which I really love
characters.
for the same reason that I really like a lot of the fusions and Steven Universes. You don't often get, like, that kind of monstrousness as, like, a female thing.
Yeah.
But I guess that was a little sexy in Sailor Moon, but it wasn't that sexy.
kind of bit of a Go Nagai feel to it.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, for the monsters, kinda.
For the like sexy monster ladies.
Yes.
Anyway, speaking of things that are not sexy, Mighty Max.
Yes.
So the gist of this toy line is that they were like monster heads or like a giant spider or like a severed hand, and you would open it up and there was like a little environment in there. There'd be like a couple of monsters, and there'd be the titular Mighty Max.
Yeah, and these were like little, like, God, probably 2 centimeter figures.
Teensy.
Yeah.
Itty bitty, easy to lose thing.
I mean, well, the nice thing about those is that, like, they closed up and you could, like, snap them shut and with everything inside, so you didn't lose anything.
Yes. Because that was the idea with the Polly Pocket stuff, was they were like compacts that were, opened up into play sets. And so, but they were extremely girly. And so they had to do a version which was extremely male.
Yes. And anyway, these were popular enough that they got their own TV series, which kind of fleshed out the premise in a way that is both extremely thin and extremely weird.
Yeah. So at that point in time, that was like 94, 95?
I think the toys came out like 92. They started airing in 93.
Yeah, that was when I was in high school. And
okay, I was like
big nerdy high schooler. So I would definitely like watch that on my little tiny handheld TV on the way home on the bus, and like crashing at a friend's house after school. I remember being like, "Oh my god, Mighty Max is on." And Exo Squad also being something that I watched religiously at the time, which is a very different sort of show. But yeah, even like at the time, I recognized it as being one of those shows that's, like Beast Wars ended up being, that's like far better than it has any right to be for being this like random toy cartoon.
Yes.
No.
And, so the premise of the show is that, there's Max, who never receives a last name.
He does have a mom. His mom is an archaeologist. And at one
she
point,
is Tress McNeil.
At one point, as a teenager, I was watching like X-Men. It's like, see, Mom, why can't you guys have interesting jobs? His mom's an archaeologist, and Cyclops' dad is a space pirate. And my mom was like, your father would love to be a space pirate.
And so he mysteriously received a baseball hat with an M on it, which
conveniently
fits because his shirt also has an M on it.
It matches.
Because he's a big fan of Mario.
Yeah.
Or the number 1000.
Yeah. It's red and white, too.
Yeah. And it can open portals, which send him to various places around the globe, which usually have some sort of monstery thing happening. And this is because he is the mighty one of destiny, spoken of in Lemurian prophecy, and thus is helped in his duties of fighting evil with by Virgil, who is an ancient Lemurian chicken man.
Yes.
Who nobody ever seems that bothered by.
No.
Not really.
I mean, he does get called a chicken occasionally by various people, including in this episode.
And that's his running gag.
The running gag is he's a fowl.
Yes.
And then he is also accompanied by his guardian, who is Norman, who is like an immortal Viking, who is
like a big barbarian
he's a Highlander.
guy.
He's the Worf of the show.
I think he may be officially...
He's a little bit Highlander, a little bit Conan.
I think he may be officially called Norman the Barbarian, actually.
And in fact, there is an episode that explains his immortality, where he has to like fight a giant lion man every thousand years or something.
Yes, he gets a lot. He gets a surprising amount of backstory.
He does. We find out that his dad was killed by Brad Garrett.
And for some reason, he has like a Winter Soldier / cable arm.
Yes.
I'm not sure if that's actually his arm or whether it's armor, though, because...
I'm pretty sure it's just armor.
I thought it was just armor.
Because I think he's got a normal hand.
Yes.
Yeah, it's asymmetrical. But okay, so his background is basically Wolverine. And every year he has to fight Sabretooth?
That's kind of basically it, yes. I mean, the guy he fights is basically just Sabretooth, except it's Brad Garrett.
Yeah. So, like when we did The Tick... This show, like, I remembered how good some of the voice casting is. I forgot that Rob Paulsen is Max. He is
the Rob Paulseniest.
He is also, as you may recall, 2/5 of the Aerial Bots. So, big fan.
Yes.
And then you also have another, tying in with Transformers Prime, you have another Night Court alumnus in Richard Mull, who is Norman.
And he was also Two-Face on Batman the Animated Series.
Yes. And Virgil is Tony J.
The late Tony J.
Yes. The excellent Tony J.
Yes. Possibly best known to 90s cartoon viewers as Megabyte on Reboot.
Yes. And there is like an occasionally recurring villain. Skullmaster, I believe.
Skullmaster, voiced by the ever-present in the 90s Tim Curry.
Yes, Tim Curry.
Oh, I forgot it was Tim Curry.
And he has a sidekick, Warmonger, who is voiced by Frank Welker.
Yes. Also, as a random aside, a few years ago, I was actually rewatching all of Twin Peaks because I saw it was on Netflix, and there's an episode in the second season with Tony J. and
that's right.
And David Warner as like these old rivals.
Yes.
Like, oh my god, that's so great and random. There's just Tony J. and David Warner randomly.
That second season of Twin Peaks is full of people you forgot were in Twin Peaks.
Yes.
Like Billy Zane.
David Duchovny.
I mean, David Duchovny, you remember. He came back for The Return.
Yes, he did.
Who could forget David Duchovny in a dress?
Yes.
And Teen Witch herself, Robin Lively.
Guys.
Anyway, the episode we are viewing today is Along Came Arachnoid.
Yay, it's a spider! Oh no!
And you'll note that much like Batman the Animated Series, the show gets its own title cards.
Yeah! Nice ones.
And I would be remiss if I did not mention the intro, which kind of sort of gives you the premise, but also features a lot of wailing guitars.
Yes.
Because it's the 90s.
Yes. There is one thing about this show, and it was something that I even recognized at the time because I was, not an actual adult nerd, but getting there, was that the art style... The particular conceit of the art style was that it was very heavily shaded in a very comic book style.
Yes.
And that was an interesting little thing. I mean, not that interesting.
And in fact, much like the X-Files, which debuted almost at the same time, this show is big on the horrifying cold open.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't happen in this one, but often it is insinuated that the monster of the week has straight up killed somebody.
I mean, it turns out that it didn't kill the person in this one, but you could easily have thought that it killed the dude.
No. Yes. So, yes, this is Along Came Arachnoid. It opens in Seattle for some reason.
Yeah, there's no reason for any of this to take place in Seattle.
It's just every episode did take place in like a different city.
Yes.
Or like a different location.
I mean, that gives it a reason to have the whole portal conceit.
Yes. I'm not sure what it is with the spiders exactly that it takes place in Seattle, but I guess grunge was big at the time.
I would think that would be more of a goth connection, but okay.
So there's a helicopter flying over the city, and it is almost immediately caught in a giant and distressingly goopy looking web.
It does look really goopy.
This webbing, like I'm used to your Spider-Man type webbing, which is kind of like gray and it's, it's like rope. This looks like it smells weird. It's kind of yellowish.
Yes.
Do we still have David?
That's a good question.
I think we lost David. Nuts.
Neat.
Anyway, yeah, I wonder if he's had one of his recurring blackouts again. Like, not him personally having a blackout. I mean, like his power.
Weather.
Okay, so I've reconnected and you guys are talking for a while.
Okay.
Let's start the episode.
Yes, it is a giant spider invasion.
Giant spider invasion.
Giant spider invasion of savings here in Seattle.
Yeah, well, I guess they wanted a
or Toronto.
tall, identifiable building, and they didn't want to go to Tokyo.
None of the rest of it looks very much like Seattle, though. I say from the one time I went to Seattle, and most of what I remember is everything was very steep.
I mean, I'm not seeing any Starbucks cups, Microsoft executives, or a single Ken Jennings. And I also note that this series, much like Batman the Animated Series, has some pretty sweet title cards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty great.
Not as good as Batman, but still interesting.
Yeah, I mean, this was definitely kind of like a B grade kind of show. Like this is syndicated, and it was on, at least in my area, weekday mornings.
Yeah, in my area, and that was the DC metro area at the time, cause, like I said, I was around like 15, 16 when this was airing. And it was on usually on weekday afternoons after school.
This was a before school kind of show.
It was somewhere around the same scheduling proximity as Exo Squad and the Generation 2 Transformers recuts.
Yes. So anyway, we open in Seattle over some Wailing guitars, and there's a helicopter that just straight up flies into a giant, gross-looking spider web.
It's super gross.
It's kind of yellowish. It looks unpleasant. Like, it's not...
Yeah, well, this
isn't like your nice, clean Spider-Man webbing. This is gross.
This isn't like arachnid webbing.
No.
She's a lot tighter.
This is going to stain your clothes.
Yes.
Or maybe the video has just deteriorated because the show is so old and it's not on DVD
This
yet.
really should be on DVD.
As far as we know.
It really, yeah. I had this vague thought that maybe there were a couple episodes on DVD, but that honestly, like, I probably literally dreamed that.
Entirely possible.
It's probably just like a couple episodes were chucked on VHSs at the time, like happened with almost everything.
Yes. So there...
Yeah, the one that we watched, which was, I know David and I at least, got off YouTube, was definitely copied from someone's VHS tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could hear the hiss.
Yes.
Yeah, I had to pause it like 15 minutes in just to make sure that hiss wasn't coming from like my computer's backup battery or something. Because it was...
Yes, finding this episode isn't a problem. There are like 4 or 5 different versions on YouTube alone.
Good.
I think they were all the same. They were just like the color grading was just like...
Yeah, unfortunately I didn't find the credits, so I could not find who is voicing this dude who gets wrapped up in spiderwebs at the beginning.
It's not just wrapped up, like, he gets it... Well, the pilot of the helicopter gets chucked out so that the spider can bukkake on this guy.
Yeah, this is a giant spider. We get the old guy's face reflected in multiple eyes of giant spider.
Which is always nice.
And
okay, so according to Wikipedia, and I quote, select episodes of the show were released on VHS in NTSC and PAL formats. Despite its popularity, the series has never been available on DVD or any digital service.
Which does seem weird, considering a lot of the crap that does get up on DVD.
Yes,
it's like GoBots. It seems like the Mighty Orbots.
Well, Mighty Orbots deserves it.
It seems like one of those things that probably there's like some sort of weird rights thing going on.
Because it was British. Because
again, that's part of the thing. Well, I don't think the animation, because it was definitely an American cast.
Yeah, but there might be some sort of rights holder thing with the British. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was syndicated, which suggests that there wasn't like a particular network, like, you know, the thing with the first Robots in Disguise, for instance, being that Saban was involved with it because it was on Fox, and, you know, being syndicated, there's nothing quite like that that's connected to it, but, and like Exo Squad, though Exo Squad did eventually get, like, at least the first season. I don't think it ever got the second season on DVD.
Ooh.
Which makes me sad because the second season was interesting.
Yeah, second season was better, and then it ends on the worst cliffhanger ever.
Well, we'll get to ending on cliffhangers in a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt that it wrapped up pretty neatly, but oh my god. Yeah, so I suspect that it's probably some kind of rights weirdness that, whoever owns the rights to it just doesn't have any interest in doing anything with them.
So anyway, this guy gets web bukkake'd here. It's unsettling.
Yes.
And then we cut, as per the show's usual formula, to the suburban home in an unidentified city of Max.
Yes.
And it's kind of like an Inspector Gadget thing where he always gets his, he always has to catch a portal, which is in a certain location.
Yes.
And this information is delivered to him in an idiosyncratic way, in this case, on a fish pizza.
Yes. Which Virgil later says
is
sardines, clams, oysters, and anchovies. And he's still willing to eat this because it was free.
Yes, because he doesn't want to eat it, he doesn't want to pay for it, but then he says it's free, and then he's like, okay, give it here. Yeah.
Still pizza. And it's the 90s.
Yes, and Virgil later says that's because he wanted to read it before he ate it.
Yes. That's why he didn't put pepperoni on it.
Yep. So he has to go to the library, deal with a snooty librarian.
Yes. As they are.
And catches this portal, but not before toppling a bunch of bookshelves.
Yes. As he's backing away from a tumbling shelf, the portal opens up behind him.
And he ends up in some rando basement in Seattle.
In a house that kind of just looks like the house he lived in?
Yes. I think we might have reused a background.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
So yeah, he and Virgil Virgil and Norman are hanging out in this basement. They note that they are dealing with the disappearance of scientist Dr. Stanley Kirby. Which they were going for the reference, but they seem to have forgotten that Jack Kirby didn't create Spider-Man.
No, I mean, maybe they're just going with a general, influence.
Yes, but it's specifically a spider guy.
Yeah, so it should have been Stanley Ditko, but I guess that doesn't say. Kirby's more fun to say.
Yeah.
And there was internet in the 90s, but I guess Wikipedia wasn't around for people to verify their facts.
Yeah, and honestly, having been around in the 90s, it was, at that point, not something most people had in their homes.
Yeah, it was wild before I got one.
And it's here in this basement that we learn that not only is the scientist missing, but also Norman, big scary guy, is very afraid of spiders.
Yes. He is very self-conscious about this.
And indeed, later in the episode, we find out, I haven't seen this in 20 years. So I kind of assumed there was something where there was a traumatic spider incident in his past. No, he just doesn't like spiders.
No, that never happened.
He's just arachnophobic. Yeah. I mean, that's fair.
They're creepy.
It happens.
They're super creepy.
It gives Richard Mall a chance to not just be the cool, tough-sounding guy. He gets to eep and squeak.
And usually his deal was he was kind of the Worf of the show.
Yes.
He would not necessarily do that much ass kicking. He would attempt to do so, get his ass kicked to prove how tough the bad guy was.
Yes. It was that sort of thing where then things are serious.
Because indeed, he just startled by the spider, he leaps right through the ceiling of this basement into some old people's living room.
Which, that's construction problems right there. I mean, he may be immortal, but he's not super powered.
I think he is, actually.
He is?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's super strong.
Yeah, I think so.
But, I mean, he takes a lot of punishment in this show.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's immortal endurance.
So yeah, he jumps through, they kind of, apologize to this somewhat miffed couple, and neither of them seem terribly bothered by this giant chicken man. And anyway, it turns out that they are looking for, industrialist Otis Face, which sounds like it should be a reference to something, but I don't know what.
Yeah,
it really just ends up being a pun factory.
Yes, because they have to go save Face.
Yeah, the face pun is used a couple times.
And it turns out Otis Face is that guy who was webbed up.
Oh.
And because we do not get the credits for this episode, I don't know who's playing him, but he sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah, but he's just cackling.
Yeah, because they save him from this giant web, which is still, and as Virgil says, I mean, well, it's, there's a cop there who's like, hey, what, pal, you never seen a giant net before? And Max notes that it looks more like a giant web, which Virgil says that would be unlikely, because that would mean a giant spider. Like, how unlikely is it? You've been on previous episodes of this show. Where you fought like
werewolves
like
and giant
vampires and dragons,
cyclopses.
I think there's definitely an episode with giant scorpions.
Yeah,
probably.
No, there is. I remember that episode.
Also, I need to get off the Wikipedia page, so I'm not just declaring things like that. Apparently, in one episode, Tim Curry was Jules Verne.
Yes, that's actually a pretty good one. They fight Captain Nemo, who was an actual guy.
Okay.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
It's a pretty good one.
I really don't remember, I watched the show, with a definite degree of enthusiasm, but as far as specific episodes, I really mostly just remember the finale.
Yeah.
I don't remember I remember a werewolf episode that was in London or something.
There's a 3-headed werewolf, and that's one that definitely opens with somebody getting murdered.
Yeah, that's a nice thing. The show murders people kind of off camera. Like it could show violence, but not gore. Really?
Well, we get non-human gore.
And I think we also go back to what we talked to back in Beast Wars, with it being a syndicated show. They don't have quite as many guidelines as like a network show might have for these things.
Yes. So indeed there is a giant ass spider in this web. Norman is kind of too paralyzed by fear, so Max kind of has to climb up this thing, get into this helicopter, save this cocoon dude who's gone completely insane with terror.
Is he insane with terror? I figured he was just insane.
No, I think he was just kind of like in that helicopter, not babbling about spiders.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking not like in general insane, but just more like maybe that. I guess for a moment I thought maybe we were getting some kind of neurotoxin involved, but no, I guess not.
Yeah,
because spiders, they're weird like that.
And we get weird toxin stuff later on that we will definitely discuss.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
So
yeah, I guess he was probably just gone crazy from being in this terrifying situation.
So the spider attacks, and Max turns the helicopter back on, and although it cuts away, we then see him sprayed with green spider innards.
Yeah, from off camera.
Yes.
But like, as if it was actually live action where somebody just chucked a bucket of green goop at him.
Yes.
You don't see any of the spider. It's kind of weird. Like I said, there isn't quite gore.
No. But it's more gore than you were getting away with on a lot of shows at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get away with this stuff on... probably Beast Wars didn't have a lot of fluids, but it definitely had a bunch of dismemberments.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were mechanical dismemberments, so they were okay.
You always saw a guy putting his arm back on.
Universe hate wasp potato.
Yeah. So that guy gets caught by firemen. Max is just kind of hanging on for dear life for this web, which there's a pretty funny sight gag where it turns out it's stretched enough that he is like a foot above the ground. And claims that he knew all along. Because he is the Rob Paulsoniest of Rob Paulson.
He's extremely Rob Paulson.
Peak Rob Paulson at peak 90s.
And I mean,
Rob's so 90s. He's got a sideways hat. His jeans are so baggy. But tucked into his shoes.
Like,
shirt is huge.
Big, poofy anime, like not quite anime, but like the artists were influenced by anime hair.
Yes.
Yeah, the art style in the show is pretty... He's kind of the weirdest one of the bunch. Everybody else is more angular.
I mean...
because Virgil... thinks Virgil looks super normal.
Well, he looks like a chicken Muppet.
Yeah. I mean,
he does look like he could have very easily been in any number of Jim Henson productions.
Yes. And I mean, Rob Paulsen, I mean, he's still in a lot of stuff now, but I feel that the 90s were the golden age of Rob Paulsen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where he was just in everything.
Yeah.
Well, I think he was the lead on possibly 2 different Jim Carrey-based cartoons.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's come up before.
He had a little bit of a career playing Jim Carrey.
And it's not that he really sounds like Jim Carrey.
No, but nobody really does.
Close enough.
I mean,
he can do wacky
he's
voices.
versatile, but he mostly just sounds like Rob Paulsen.
Hey guys, I need a second because my cat has decided he needs to be escorted outdoors.
Okay.
Oh.
So I'll be right back. Cat. Yeah, I know. You need an escort because you can't get past the dogs on your own.
It was hard to identify what kind of spiders these are supposed to be in this episode.
Yeah, they're definitely...
Other than they're just generic spider.
Yeah, we didn't really look up
what spiders look like.
Yeah, well, I mean
the first giant one does kind of look like an actual spider. The one we see later that has a beard doesn't look like a spider. I have a note to make a joke about the Spider-Man video game, but as I haven't played it, I can't make one. I probably will get the game at some point. Maybe it'll be on sale for Black Friday. I hope.
Alright, he has been escorted past the doggy gauntlet.
Okay.
Oh.
So anyway, this guy is just everybody's safe, but this guy is not much help because he says that Kirby is, where does he say he is? He's,
in the parlor?
Oh, in the parlor, yes. To which Max says
Spider, the Fly, yeah.
To which this guy says this guy's definitely off his Tuffet.
Yes. There's a lot of wordplay.
I wouldn't necessarily call it a witty script, but it made me laugh a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're mostly just basic level puns, but it works.
So anyway, from this, Virgil surmises that he must be being held captive in some property owned by Otis Face. And so apparently they go all over Seattle and eventually find this grungy-ass abandoned building, which is the last one on the list.
Yes.
And indeed, it turns out this is the residence of Dr. Kirby, and who is voiced by René Auberjonois, probably best known as Odo.
Yes.
Which I didn't even notice.
He was in a Star Trek.
And I think somebody must have told him that this episode was actually set in New Orleans.
I don't know. It seems more just like I'm gonna do an accent.
It's definitely an accent.
That's fair.
It's kind of halfway between Southern and French, so I'm thinking Cajun.
Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of Southern to it. It's weird. It's a weird accent.
Is there an episode of Deep Space Nine where Odo has to impersonate Gambit for some reason?
I hope not. But also, I hope so.
Why, Mr. Quark, I do declare that you ought to charge this gold-pressed latinum.
The thieves and the assassins.
Although this might actually be like pre-Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, I think...
What the hell was he doing before then?
It's close.
He's been in stuff forever.
Yeah.
In fact, he was on Challenge of the GoBots.
Oh, weird. I guess I remember him vaguely from some.
I love randomly bringing up Challenge of the GoBots.
Yeah, actually, he did a ton of animation stuff.
Yeah.
In the 90s. In fact, he was the titular Zyber 9 on Zyber 9.
Oh boy.
Oh. Weird.
And indeed, he was on The Mummy cartoon that we've discussed a couple of times.
Oh, that we're never going to watch.
Yeah, a litany
it shouldn't exist.
Litany of 90s cartoons on here. Captain Simeon and the Space Monkeys.
Oh Oh, who was he? Was he Rhesus?
It says
no,
he was,
that was, I'm pretty sure Rhesus was Malcolm McDowell.
Oh, right.
It says he was the gardener.
Fuck if I remember, so he was a one episode villain.
He was on that Savage Dragon cartoon.
Oh, jeez, I'd forgotten that existed.
That was Jim Cummings, I think, playing the lead.
Really?
Yes?
I'm reasonably sure.
Interesting.
Yeah, Jim Cummings.
Nice.
And that also had Tony Jay in it. And Rob Paulson.
Well, yeah, there was a large cast of superhero weirdos in that show.
Wow. But apparently also included such luminaries as Dave Coulier, Paul Williams, and Michael Dorn.
Ooh.
Speaking of Star Trek.
Oh, Michael Dorn.
Anyway,
Speaking of Worf.
Anyway, back to this show.
Yeah, so he is heavily in shadow because, surprise, he is the titular Arachnoid.
Well, will be. Right now he's just sort of a brown recluse. Well, recluse.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of extra arms and a bunch of extra eyes, which are extremely gross because he also has extra eyebrows.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a little bit
eyebrows.
It's a little bit Beast Machine's Black Arachnia.
Yeah. His extra spider arms are more Dr. Octopus because they don't seem to obey like limb things. They're sort of tentacly.
Yeah, they're just kind of on his back.
They're just
ish.
Wibbling about and badly animated.
Yeah, because so it turns out that Otis Face, like he was trying to harness the curative powers of spider venom.
Sure.
Well, that's what Kirby was trying to do.
Yes.
But like Face did something, put neurotoxin in it or something.
Yeah, he's trying to make this into a chemical weapon.
Delicious neurotoxin.
And Kirby drank it because reasons. Whatever, injected himself or something.
And I don't know, maybe it's not a good idea for chemical weapons to turn people into giant spider monsters?
Well, I mean,
then they're just going to bite you.
It depends on what you want.
If you just want chaos, it works.
Well, I mean, that's all well and good until, you have to deal with the people who you were fighting who are now a bunch of like poisonous spider people.
Well, if they have the lifespan of spiders, that works. Just leave them alone for a while.
It's Spider Island all over again.
Yeah, this episode is very Spider-Man without being Spider-Man.
And it predates by a year or so the 90s Spider-Man cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it does.
Yes.
Really?
So they hadn't seen the episode where Spider-Man grows extra limbs and turns into a giant fuzzy Spider-Man.
No, I mean, they might have read like the comic where that happens in like the 70s.
Oh, that was way back in the 70s? Jeez, I thought that was like late 80s.
Well, I mean, he doesn't actually turn into a giant Spider-Man, he just stops at the extra arms.
What? I thought he got fuzzy too.
No,
or maybe that happens in the
that has happened
2000s.
on other occasions. But the growing extra arms thing is from like Amazing Spider-Man 100 from like the early 70s. And then he fights Morbius for the first time.
Oh, speaking of Morbius.
Oh, don't talk to me about Jared Leto.
No. Think happy thoughts. Think Mysterio.
Oh, that is a sweet looking Mysterio costume.
You better have that goddamn fishbowl.
I'm sure it's gonna have I mean, it has the big poofy cape and
it has everything else.
It's gotta have the fishbowl.
It's got like lights on the shoulders, which looks freaking awesome. I'd rather spend like an entire episode talking about the possibilities of Mysterio, but let's get back to this creepy episode that I barely remember. All I remember mostly was some monsters and the heavy shadows of the art style, which is cool.
Yeah, but the heavy shadows of the art style, it's definitely, and that was definitely a time when like comic books, especially gritty comic books, were like a thing. So I feel like it was definitely like a comic book influence, maybe even like a black and white comic book influence.
Well, also like a side effect of the X-Men cartoon sort of did that a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, that too.
This is just taken a little bit further, more blacks in the shadows on the edges, which adds depth and angle. It's kind of neat. I wish other cartoons would try that.
I remember at the time, and I was like 15 when this was running, and I remember like noticing that as a comic book influence. It was very interesting. And also, there were monsters. It was pretty cool. Also, I was already a big Rob Paulson fan at that point.
So anyway, his whole, Dr. Kirby's whole deal is that he wants to be cured of his spideritis, and he is just gonna sick his giant spider on them, to eat them. And we're never entirely sure why he has a giant spider.
It's just
why
his
he has
buddy.
two, because this is the second one.
Yes, because he unleashes a second giant spider. A bigger one.
With a beard.
It's his buddy.
Why does it have a beard?
This was definitely we don't want to look too close up at pictures of spiders because they're creepy.
Like the first one, I think the first spider actually had 8 eyes. This one only has 6 eyes and has a weird beard. And
I think not all spiders have 8 eyes.
Really?
I think some just have 6.
Okay, maybe it's a thing, but
at least the important thing is they didn't give them compound eyes. You see that way too much.
Yeah, that is good. That they at least got that right.
So they have a big chase. Norman is terrified. And also, at some point, Dr. Kirby calls Max Mighty Max. Which,
but he didn't introduce himself, so what the fuck?
And I don't think they even call him Mighty Max on the show. I don't think he's like a known thing, because he just has like a normal life when he's not doing this.
Yeah, he's just this kid who happens to have all this secret stuff going on.
Yes, I mean, that's at various points. I think his mother finds out, a couple of his friends find out.
His mother, who is Tress MacNeille.
His mother is definitely Tress MacNeille. Very Tress MacNeille.
Tress MacNeille.
And occasionally figures into episodes with the archaeology thing.
Yeah. Which I like.
There's definitely an episode where they're abducted by, like, Gorilla Grodd.
You don't say.
Like, it's not named as Gorilla Grodd, but it's like an ancient city of gorillas.
Well, of course. You gotta have an ancient city of gorillas. You can't just not have an ancient city of gorillas.
As you may have noted, the villains for the series were quite eclectic.
Yes. It's a very, that was something that I liked about it when it was airing, was that it was just all this random monstery stuff.
Yes.
Again, sort of X-Files-ish.
Yes.
We have a toy with this monster face on it, make an episode about it.
Yep.
Yes. We're doing a werewolf toy, make a werewolf episode.
So yeah, they are chased by this giant spider. They eventually get it with a fire hydrant because with the itsy bitsy spider.
Yeah,
and
this is going to cost them a lot of money. I don't know about Seattle, but in New York City, there's a fine of $1,000 or up to 30 days in jail for opening a hydrant.
I mean, what are they going to do? Find that? I mean, they don't know who this person is. Although I guess Dr. Kirby does.
Well, okay, they don't know who it is because the streets are deserted. There's like no other people in this episode except for the librarian and the old people in the house.
There's a Pearl Jam.
Yes, there's a Pearl Jam concert. Everybody said that. Back then, we weren't living in a constant surveillance state.
Also that.
Yeah.
You know, nobody's uploading giant spider videos to YouTube.
No.
So they eventually lead it to the docks where they knock it into the water.
Because there are docks, because it's Seattle.
I mean, it's on the ocean, sure.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean, yeah. It's a very flat Seattle compared to the one time I went to Seattle.
And just like how they knock it in the water is like Max takes Norman's big sword he always carries on his back and doesn't actually ever make anybody bleed with it because children's show. But he takes the sword and pries like a porthole off a boat and throws the porthole at the web the spider's hanging from. Like, you have the sword, the sharp thing. Why are you using a window glass? What the fuck?
Oh, because it's hard to throw the sword, and, you know, he's gonna want that sword back.
Like, they're at a dock. There's gonna be a rope with a crane somewhere. You could have swung and cut the thing. It would have been more efficient. Swashbuckling, but no, you had to pry a thing out to throw the thing that isn't even sharp at the what? Oh, and this is where, like, they only have one song in this show. It's a really good song. It's the theme song. It's nothing but wailing Beast Wars style guitars and drums, but they overuse it for any action scene.
Yeah, action is about to happen. This music just fires up.
Yes. It's one of my favorite things that I guess cartoons kind of picked up from anime around that time. Because it was definitely a point where, like, anime hadn't really become, like, caught on in America yet so much, but, I mean, there were a few things. But it was definitely starting to influence the actual creators. Because, man, Mighty Max has some anime hair.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anime was infecting creators, and at least comic book artists, for decades.
Well, yeah. Like the Nagai, my favorite Star Wars extended universe race.
Like that one issue universe. Of Firestorm, where they completely just rip off the Guyver.
Oh, yes. For the Zuggernaut.
Yeah. Go back to our old webpage, which we haven't updated in forever.
So anyway, they regroup, I guess it's the next day, because they read in the paper that both a DNA research lab and a chemical plant were robbed. And, Virgil's like, well, we can't look at every crime in the city. And, Max then points out that, well, they were both robbed by a spider guy.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of got a common thread there. Oh.
And also, this is taking place in Seattle in the 90s, and yet nary a mention of Fraser Crane. I don't know what's going on here.
I am wounded by that lack of information. And they go to a nuclear power plant, because of course.
Yeah, because they figure. So he's gonna do mutation stuff. He's got chemicals, he's got DNA. Next step, radiation.
What? They don't even say radiation, he just needs power. They're not talking about the nuclear component. But and then I have questions about the security and safety at this nuclear power plant.
There is none.
That a child, a chicken, and a Conan cosplayer can just waltz into. Admittedly, a guy with a giant spider probably killed them first, but should have been something.
Yeah.
They need to find the nuclear vessels.
Maybe all the guards are like in web sacks or something?
Oh, that's a happy thought. They're webbed up for what happens later in the episode.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yikes.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems with the end of this episode. I have issues.
Yes. So yeah, they get there, they find Dr. Kirby, and he insists that he's no longer Dr. Kirby, and he is now Arachnoid.
Dun dun!
He's gone full Brundlefly.
See, the monster was not Arachnoid, the doctor was Arachnoid.
And yeah, he's got like a monster mouth now with like sharp teeth.
I mean, it is kind of impressive that every time he shows up, he's got a new character model to some degree.
Yeah,
and René Auberjonois now sounds like he has a mouthful of spit.
Yes.
Yeah, well, he's good. Like I said, he's gone Brundlefly. Like he's missing some teeth, and a few others have grown longer because spiders have long teeth. What?
They're like, the mandibles-ish.
Or the pedipalps. But they should
pedipalps.
Like his mustache should have turned into little pedipalps.
Ew, that is too gross.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, he's now determined that he is the next stage of human evolution, and he's going to use the radiation and the DNA and the chemicals to, next step unknown, third step profit.
Those are the three basic elements of mad science.
And he's going to do this and mutate
DNA,
humanity.
radiation, and chemicals.
So humanity will now all be spider people, and they will worship him as their god.
It seems dubious at best.
Yeah, you skipped a couple of steps.
Yeah.
And but hey, he needs one final ingredient, and that is human cerebrospinal fluid.
Sure. Okay.
Where's he gonna get some of that?
Well, he doesn't need chicken cerebrospinal fluid, so Virgil is fine. But, and presumably Max's is fresher.
Yeah.
So he's gonna get it from him. And indeed, we see like a big, scary-looking needle pop out.
Yeah, and he's like in one of those like super cocoony sleeping bag.
Yeah, it
things.
looks like Jason Voorhees is about to bang him against a tree.
Yes.
And so Norman is paralyzed by fear, but finally, inspired by Max's courage, pops himself out of this cocoon and just starts kicking ass.
By walking under the giant spider, stabbing upwards, killing the spider presumably, but we don't see the impact of sword on anything. They just stab motion, spider.
And there's a sound effect.
This kills the spider.
But there's lack of green goo pouring down on him.
Yeah, that's true.
As you would get in a giant spider invasion.
I figured there was definitely stuff that got cut here.
Yeah, it does feel like that.
Like, not necessarily animated, but definitely in the script, there's we had an ongoing discussion with, like, standards and practices people over what you can put in this episode.
Standard warming on the probulator.
You get one scene with massive amounts of green goo from the spider.
You get the sword sound effect. You don't see the sword go into the spider. You don't see a wound on the spider. And the spider isn't quite dead because later we sort of see them pass by the spider and the spider's kind of like,
It's like one of those things where maybe it's like Duke's in a coma. You know, later they were like, okay, fine, animate like a little bit of wiggling from the spider. Fine. And
I also appreciate that Max has a line here about how he needs a giant rolled up magazine.
Yes.
Such a child.
Like I said, it's very quippy.
Oh, and there's also a giant boiling vat of spider venom here?
Yeah, because that was set up earlier in the hideout, like there was a small pot of boiling spider venom, and there was a giant pot I guess they're under the nuclear power plant, I think
they're underground, because we later see them coming out from question mark. Does Seattle have a subway?
I don't
Sorta,
know.
yeah. It has a train system that does have some underground parts.
Okay,
because that's how I got back to the airport.
Okay, because I think that's where we are.
And the train it's connected to the nuclear power plant?
The one time I went to Seattle.
Anyway, so Arachnoid just gets knocked into this vat of venom and then emerges as just a talking spider with a face.
Yeah.
Yup.
And his voice is even more distorted now.
Yes. Not more Cajun, though, so that's nice.
He's just and really, if he's Cajun, he should be conducting experiments with, like, crayfish.
Yeah. Yeah, you would think so.
Why, Mighty Max, I do declare that I guarantee you that this is the future of humanity.
Oh, dadgum, I'm gonna make you do a great gumbo. I'm gonna cook you up real good.
Exactly like that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he does basically fall into a giant pot of gumbo here.
Yeah.
Anyway, so everything is broken, everything is on fire, and everything just straight up explodes, and Arachnoid is completely incinerated.
Presumably completely incinerated. The bad guy's a ball of fire, so is his giant spider, so is the nuclear power plant that they were at.
Oops.
And somehow they get out, and all the... Even if the guards weren't killed, they were webbed up. They're burned to death, but Conan...
It's fine. They're all gonna be fine.
A chicken and a small child managed to escape through a sewer grate or something and get shot out.
I think it's the subway again, maybe?
I don't...
Everyone's fine. It's fine.
And then, Norman has conquered his fear of spiders, and he's all, hey, I eat spiders for breakfast, which was his catchphrase.
Yes.
And unlike a lot of episodes, we don't get the end, or is it, kind of ending, which was also popular on the X-Files, where you see like a spidery hand come out of the wreckage or something.
Yeah, I think the werewolf episode happened.
This is very kid X-Files. I don't think I even associated that as much at the time, because, it's kind of in the middle of that cultural zeitgeist, but
although, interesting, this is kind of like the Monster of the Week X-Files for kids.
Yeah. Well, that's the best part of X-Files.
The mythology episodes for kids was a totally different show on UPN, BAD, Bureau of Alien Detectors.
Yeah, I don't remember watching more than like 2 or 3 episodes of that one.
I watched a bunch of episodes.
Mighty Max, I think I watched everything. It was at least fun.
But, like, its theme music is straight up an X-Files ripoff. It's amazing.
Oh, right.
And that's all on YouTube. We could do that one of these days.
Ooh.
No, we don't.
It's got Peter Spellos on it.
I like Peter Spellos.
Yeah, that's another excuse to talk about the Guyver.
Yeah. You know I'm going to give you an excuse to talk about the Guyver.
Yeah.
Another excuse to talk about Peter Spellos, because he's great.
Anyway, but hey, the episode isn't over yet because this is TV in the 90s. It's got to be kind of educational.
He's the greatest shark around.
So yeah, it's our last 30 seconds. Max is just talking to us about spider facts.
Yes, exciting spider facts sitting in what is presumably his mom's office.
Yes, I kind of like that these were always in like continuity. So when you had when there was like a 2-parter where he was obviously not in a position to record one of these things, you would cut to that room and you get like an answering machine message from him with educational facts.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
It was always a bit that I kind of enjoyed for its shameless, we've got to put in something here so this isn't a 20-minute toy commercial.
Yes.
And so yeah, that is Mighty Max. I really loved this as a kid. I now see that it was kind of dumb.
Kind of, yeah. It didn't age as well as I thought, although admittedly that's partially because of YouTube quality that I watched it on, but it was still fun.
Yeah, the video certainly did not age as well as you might have hoped. Can we talk about the finale?
Yeah, so in the finale, well, that connects to this one because in it, Norman is straight up eaten by a giant spider.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
As it turns out, part of his fear of spiders was there was a prophecy that he would be killed by a giant spider.
Yes.
That's like his destiny involves getting killed by a giant spider.
In fact, much of the cast ends up killed off in that. Virgil gets killed off by Skullmaster. Skullmaster also kills off his assistant, Warmonger.
Yes, the previously mentioned Frank Welker.
Yes. And then, thanks to Stonehenge, they end up reversing time so that the series ends on Max being back in the first episode.
Yes.
Oh god, that's maybe it was this one. I remember at least one cartoon as a kid where it rebooted to the first episode so it could be syndicated all over again and make sense.
Exactly.
And it ends. It ends with the beginning of the first episode.
Yes.
Shit! I swear there was something else
that messed
did
me up so much.
It pissed me off. Maybe it was an anime that did that. That really pissed me off. It's an interesting idea in concept, but in execution, it means, oh fuck, we got to go back to the beginning all over.
I think it was for me one of those things where like that was still pretty good cartoon storytelling for the time. You know, even though we're like, it might not have aged that well. I mean, at the time, that was all just very clever and above and beyond what one expected out of one's normal action cartoons. But yeah, man, that ending messed me up. I mean, not like Dark Awakening messed me up, but it was pretty bad.
No.
Oh my god, Dark Awakening.
So yes, that is Mighty Max. Along Came Arachnoid. I don't know if this is something we will come back to, but this is kind of an interestingly weird bit of mid-90s ephemera.
Yeah, it's very, very mid-90s.
Yes.
But yeah, like I said, at the time, you know, that was better writing than you usually got, so. But then a lot of them were.
Yes.
Because what you usually got was G1. Poor G1.
And so we will be back. We will be back next week, back to talking about Transformers Prime. We are beginning the Orion Pax multi-parter.
Yay! Megatron's got his boyfriend back.
Hey, I don't remember season 2. I didn't see all of season 2, so this is going to be fun.
This will be an adventure.
Yeah.
I mostly just remember Optimus as Orion Pax just being absolutely adorable. just the, like, animation for him and everything was just very good. A+, very precious.
So, until next time, we are all over the internet. We're on Twitter, we're on Tumblr, and we're on Facebook.
And we are hosted on iaconunderground.net, where we have a Patreon set up to help with our hosting and other expenses. That is at patreon.com/iaconunderground. And this month, you can hear the second part of our Transformers the Movie special, where we talk about the original movie without having watched a refresher, and that ends up being embarrassingly not really a hindrance at all.
Nope.
Speaking of precious babies, my precious science baby Perceptor. He's so good.
Save yourself, Blaster.
It actually, it watching the movie again, because of course then we went and saw it in the theater, it did really remind me of the, like, one panel from More Than Meets the Eye, where I think it's Swerve is trying to talk to Perceptor, and his Perceptor's word bubble is just equations. And that's basically every interaction with Perceptor in the movie.
And yes, the save yourself blaster is much funnier when you realize I'd forgotten how hilariously bigger he is than everybody he's fighting is.
Yes,
yeah, he's saying that as, like, clinging to his back.
Rumble is on his back, or like Frenzy
a toddler
is on
just
his back.
hanging from him. It's ridiculous.
Yes, it's just me with two toddlers hanging from me, just saying, "Save yourself, run, leave me to them."
The joke is clearly that Perceptor is a coward. Poor science nerd.
Wow. So
He can't help it, he just wants to do science, and possibly be Will Wheaton in the future.
Which I still say is pretty decent casting.
So until next time, I'm Rob.
I'm Jen.
And I'm David.
Chains rattling, thunder.
Ooh,
Whatever happened to my Transylvania twist?
Go.
And I don't want to come out of a song, an up-tempo song, and I gotta talk about a goddamn dog dying.
They did have, one of the, MSTF things, did have, like, clips of Cliff Jumper from G1 set to that.
Oh, right, and they did the trivia thing before the movie, during the theatrical screens, where they talked about I think one of the questions was which noted director provided the voice of Unicron, and I really want to hear David Lynch Unicron now.
Yes.
Oh yes, so did I. I saw that.
Now, gosh darn it, Galvatron, you gotta get me that darn Matrix of leadership. It's the one thing, the only thing that can stand in my ding-dong way.
I forget what some of the other ones
Cooper,
are. It was nice to see the trailer for Bumblebee.
Cooper, you gotta get me that Matrix of leadership. Alright, anyway. Hello, and welcome to Stasis Pod, the